We live. It's the word, everyone. Welcome back to the GSP podcast. So today we got a little separate topic, right? Topic is forgiveness. How many chances do you gotta give certain people before you actually cut them the fuck off? Cause it seems like niggas don't be deserving of fucking shit. What do you guys' opinion on forgiveness?
It depends. Well, I'm gonna forgive you regardless. First of all, I forgive you for myself, not for you to feel better about anything. But um, I say it really depends on like, are you asking like, if do I forgive you to let you back in my life type thing, or just forgive you type shit?
No, like yeah, like forgiving and like oh you know everything cool. You could be back in here.
It really depends on what you do to me. If it's something small, then I'll forgive you or whatever. But if it's something that goes beyond my morals, then I'm gonna forgive you
Yeah,
for myself, but I won't allow you to come back in my circle.
yeah, pretty much. Because that's I've always been that type of person myself. Like I always real forgiving, but it just depends on the what they did. It's to an extent. Like Mel just said, it all depends. I mean, if they did something that's real, like I can never forgive you type shit, then I'll forgive myself to forgive you so that way I can move on and I could be good. Like I don't want to sit there and have it's not gonna be good. It's no point of keeping that person around. So it's a step to just move forward and get away from that.
Exactly.
So what's an example?
Pretty much.
You said was an example.
Yeah,
It's yeah, it's like an example basically.
I'm saying to give an example
No, yeah, he said give an example.
of like the
Like
Mm,
how could I say like if somebody did something small, like talking shit, whatever, like the case may be, whatever, I can forgive you on that. You feel me? I might not, you may come around, I might say what's up, whatever, but it won't be the same. Or like if you do something real crazy as far as like, how can I say? Let me see if a great
we talking
situation that I
about
could bring up.
situations, not like just like your bros or like
Oh well, situation wise, like as far as like if it would be a female, I mean, just continuously, at like me basically letting you know certain things that are deal breakers for me, or even something that I don't approve of or don't think it's reasonable or it may bother me, and you consistently keep doing it. At that point, depending on what you do at that level, I can't fuck with it because it's just not gonna be. It's only gonna cause me to have headaches and complications and consistently being upset because I'm consistently trying to tell you that this shouldn't that this bothers me or whatever the case may be, and you're still doing it. Like it's just certain shit is like I can't. It's gonna push me to just you know what I'm gonna let you be because I can't deal with it.
Pretty much like certain things are a deal breaker. Like disrespect is a deal breaker.
Yeah,
If
disrespect
I
definitely
feel
is one.
any way by you and it affects me, most likely I'm cutting you off completely because we all have our own standards for ourselves type shit. So it's just like if I'm letting you break the standards that I have, who am I without those standards?
so what's something that'll only take once? Like they only had to do that shit once in this clip.
Oh, once cheating. Once a cheater, always a cheater. I can't fuck with you after
Easy.
that.
One
But
time.
I feel like
One
that's
time,
One
one
time.
time
default.
only.
Like
That's it.
what's
What do
some
you mean?
extra? Like that's obviously everybody's gonna say that.
Being sneakative.
Uh,
That's another deal breaker. Once I find out you're being sneakative to the point where like you're consistently just not telling me you're not being honest
Ain't
anymore,
that the
that
same
right there
thing?
breaks that.
Ain't that the same
It
thing
breaks
though? Kinda.
what you mean.
It's kind of the same thing. Like it almost falls in the same subject.
Yeah, it
But
kind of
you could
almost
be
falls in this.
sneaky.
Yeah, and sneaky and do stuff other shit. Yeah, right. It don't have to necessarily be about
It
cheating. It
don't
could be
have to
about that
be,
you. Yeah, it could have just been
be
something
about
that she
small
wasn't
shit.
honest with. Yeah, something that she wasn't honest with in the beginning, and then you just it comes up now. Something that you could have just basically brought up, or the situation never was a thing, or just in general, like there was never a secret, and then later down the lines, now there's a secret because that person wasn't open enough to be honest to tell you. That's something that's a deal breaker for me because you should be honest from day one. I don't give a fuck it hurts my feelings or not. Be honest. We can get past things. People are human. It's just all about that honesty. If you don't give me that honesty, then I can't fuck with you because then it's like I have to be on tippy toes and eggshells, not knowing if you're going to be honest with me or not, or if I'm going to be
And I can't
if I'm gonna
fuck with
find
you if
some
I gotta
trust.
walk around you
And
on
I, yeah,
eggshells.
if I'm walking on
You.
eggshells, yeah, there's no point. I'm gonna literally stomp down and I'm gonna let that shit break so I can get away from you. Because at that point, it's like, what am I still tippy toeing for? I shouldn't be tippy toeing. I'm supposed to be 10 toes down, not tippy toeing. The fuck? So it's just like little things like that.
Did you explain what, Mal?
Uh, Pretty much agree with Anonymous. Really. I just feel like there's a lot of deal breakers. Honesty is most definitely one of them. If you portray to be something and you're not what you're portraying to be, that's also a deal breaker because now you're double backing on everything that you're saying. That's a deal
Right.
breaker for me because
Exactly.
you're not you are type shit. And now it's like I gotta expect the unexpected from you.
Hmm.
So how do you situate yourself at that point?
At that point, you have to just, in a sense, you
I move
gotta.
very different. I feel like once I start peeping shit, I slowly start to move accordingly. And
Hmm.
once I feel like I done had
Right.
enough, I just drop you like a fucking dead fly.
See, me, I could even like not even because I can do that. That's the most reasonable and most understanding way to deal with that. It's just to like deal with it, like understand it, cope with it, and then just slowly but surely work like get away from that. But like
But
there
I
are
can
other.
bring it up to you. If it's not a big deal, I'll bring it up to you. But if you're consistently doing it, I'm just gonna move
Yeah,
accordingly.
like I may
Just
bring it
drop.
to your attention maybe once or twice because I'm not the type of person to just give up so quickly. You know what I mean? Depending on the situation, especially like I said, if it's something small, I can work around that. Like I can be able to communicate, let you know that they bother me or whatever the case may be, so we can get past that and continue to grow. Now, it's just a point of like Mel was saying, like I can just move accordingly to the fact that like I know that you're now this person or you're maneuvering this way. So all I can do is just step back and just basically maneuver in a sense the way you are maneuvering, basically reciprocating the energy. Because I'm big on reciprocating energy. If you give me a certain way or you maneuver a certain way in the beginning and you're doing all this in the beginning and then you start to move differently, yeah, I'm not going to just instantly move different. No, that's not okay. I'm gonna bring it to your attention. I'm gonna let you know that I feel like this,
I'm
that, whatever the
big.
case may be, so that way you
I'm
can
big
get
on
an idea.
reciprocating energy, but it depends what I'm reciprocating. I'm not reciprocating cheating. I'm just gonna
Yeah, no,
drop
no,
you
of course. Yeah,
because
yeah, no, of course, right. Yeah, it's levels to the
if
reciprocation.
you're
Exactly,
paying what
exactly.
I'm doing.
Hmm. Like, but is as far if it's far as like you moving funny where now I see you're a little bit more talkative with individuals, you're not so talkative with me, or you're now wanting to be active and want to be here or there and not basically giving me time, then cool, I'm gonna move accordingly. So I'm gonna let you have your fun, I'm gonna let you do what you want. But now I'm gonna just give my time to somebody that's gonna want to give not even give my time to somebody, but I'm gonna just move accordingly to now I'm gonna go into panels. Now I'm gonna just be chilling and I'm not gonna sit there and be so cautious of what I do and say because you're not being cautious of what you're doing and you're saying. So you're giving me the okay to do it. So all right, cool, granted.
This
I'm
is
gonna let you do
this is
you.
also the thing. I shouldn't have to be cautious of what I'm doing and saying if this is who I genuinely am as a
Yeah,
person.
no, of course,
You get what I'm
right.
saying?
But I mean,
Shouldn't
there's a
have
line
to
of
do.
there's a line of
But
respect
then
and boundaries
if
that you
you're
that
if you're genuinely a piece of shit as a person, then I'm gonna just move how you moving because genuinely you're supposed to come as you are, even if you're not the
right. No, of
best
course,
person ever.
no, of course, right, exactly, for sure.
So do
It's a
you keep
two-way
so
street in this bitch.
that's what I'm
Fuck out of
saying.
here.
So do you keep trying to situate that?
It just all like that's the question that only the person themselves can really answer. It's all about what
For
you really
me,
want to tolerate and what you really want to deal and handle with, because everybody's tolerance is different to certain situations. Where certain people might see certain red flags or see certain things and instantly be like, "No, that's not for me." Where others would see the same red flags and the same things and be like, "Damn, I could possibly this
sometimes
possibly be some
sometimes we're
it
so
possibly could
oblivious
possibly still
on
work."
the shit that we look for in a person that we're not seeing who they're showing us as a person. So me, I'm like, for example, I'm very observant. I'll peep to how you move, how you are with other people, and then I'll be able to tell myself, am I gonna tolerate what you're doing or I'm not gonna tolerate it? Cause sometimes it just only takes one time for a person to really show you who they are. So I'm personally a leaver. If I feel like you're not worth my time, I'm leaving. But if I feel like it's something fixable and something that we could get passed through together, then we'll get passed through together. But if I feel like I need to cut you off, I'm cutting you off. There's no back and forth, no nothing. I'm not even answering you.
And that's what I was saying, like an example of that.
Mm-mm. I'm fucking throwing that bitch in the garbage. Fuck out of here.
So what advice would you give the people in the chat that's going
I'll
through that?
say I'll say be observant. Learn the person that you're around. Learn how they maneuver and tell yourself, am I okay with the qualities this person has before I do anything or take anything to the next step? Get to actually know people. People nowadays don't really get to know each other. They're just like, I'm a fuck and we together and that's it. You my bitch and that's what it is. To know a person, see if you're able to tolerate however they are. Don't just go see a pretty face and be like, this is what I'm dealing with because she looks good or whatever. She's a fire ass bitch. You gotta peep personality, peep game, peep how they move. Don't just listen to words because actions do speak louder than words.
Add on to what Mel said, basically, like, you gotta really like what she's saying, get to know the person. Like you gotta even see them on their worst to know if you can be able to handle that. Because not everybody can handle certain people at different situations or different, environments. Because everybody is different when they're calm. Everybody's different when they're angry or when they're sad or upset or when they're aggravated. Sometimes people say certain shit that they don't mean. It's just a lot of stuff. Or it could just be, it might be something that they may do as far as might trip out and, crash out on break shit. Like you got to really know that person and really know what is it that you like. Is it something that you can really handle and manage, as you work on getting to know this person.
Most definitely to take talking stages very serious. People don't do that nowadays. Everybody just want to look for love and
It's
whatever.
a
But
gamble. It's like they don't,
a lot
you know,
you're looking for love in the wrong places because you're not taking your time to get to
they're not
acknowledge and
patient.
know the person.
Patience is a virtue. That is my favorite line, and I go by that shit a lot because that shit
Patience.
has gotten me to it's gotten me to the place that I am right now. Being so patient with certain individuals, certain situations, just certain things in general. You have to be patient. You have to learn when your time is your time. Everybody has their time, but everybody's time isn't at the same time. Everybody shines differently. Everybody shines at, like I said, at a different point in life. Yeah, everybody's gonna be able to have the same drive and the same speed as everybody else. Certain people have what we call a little head start. Some people don't. Some people are still in neutral. Some people are still in park. Some people have the car off. Like, I mean, it just all depends on people's situations. But eventually, everybody will have that car moving and going forward. It just takes time. But again, this all depends on the person.
But those are the people who is trying to get situated. So what about the people in the
Right.
chat who is already situated and that's going on?
Just gotta move more accordingly. Just be more not more patient, but just be more observant. Just be more
Observant,
mindful to certain things, and
pretty
just
much.
don't let and allow certain things and tolerate certain things if you notice that's not what you want, or it's only gonna take an effect on you, or even
Because look at it
not
this way.
benefit.
Just because you're situated already does not mean that you're not still getting to know this person. You're still, people change every day. You're still getting to know people in different aspects. So just because you are situated already doesn't mean that there's going to be qualities that come along that way, the way that you're just like, whoa, this is how you move. So I'll say I will always remain observant. Because you gotta observe shit, just to know, just in order for you to know what your partner likes, you gotta pay attention. Same thing with
Exactly.
qualities, whatever shit that you don't like, you have to be observant because you have to tell yourself, is this a deal breaker for me or not? How long am I willing to put up with this? And are they willing to change this so we could keep going because this bothers me as a person?
No facts. Definite facts.
So fuck the chat. What advice would you give a friend that's going through that?
Um, I mean, most of that I could tell if like if I had a friend that was going through that, I mean, I just basically tell them like, just keep your head up. I mean, just be more observant, be more a little more mindful, and just don't allow certain things to really take a toll on you or even change you or push you in a mood to have you as a different person that you already are. Because at the end of the day, there should be nobody, and I mean nobody, that should be able to take you out your character. There should be nobody to sit there and have you in a certain mood where you don't want to talk to nobody or anything. It shouldn't be like that. At the end of the day, you got to understand your value and your worth. And if people aren't reciprocating that or giving you that, then stop wasting your time. Because at the end of the day, all you're gonna do is just literally be just dragging along dead weight, or just be dragging along somebody that doesn't want to make a change for not just themselves, but to better for not themselves, but for the both of y'all. And all it's gonna do is just basically be a waste of time at the end of the day when you really look at it. And then
I'm
the only
that
person,
blunt. So, what I'm gonna say to my friend is this: if you already peeping shit is wrong and you're not fucking with it and you're consistently complaining about it and you know that there's a problem and you're just confronting it and the problem is not getting fixed, then that means that you want to deal with that. You want to put yourself in that predicament. And there's no other way that nobody, you could give a person all the advice in the world, right? But if they
just
don't
sum
want to
it up.
take it, they're just going to be stuck in the same spot until they open their eyes and they realize, I'm not fucking with this. I can't deal with this. I'm not going to tolerate this because now you're taking me out of character and I feel disrespected. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like you could give your friend all the advice you want and be blunt as possible, but at some point they're repeating themselves so much that they don't even want to come to you with the problem because they know that there's a problem already and they just want to keep dealing with it because they want to see if eventually it'll change. So you just gotta sometimes just let them deal with it. You could bring all the honesty to the table, but are they taking all the honesty that you're giving them?
Facts.
Hmm. What would you give as advice to a situation?
What do you mean?
Just on how to keep things correct.
Wait, what?
Like on how to keep things like correct.
How to keep things correct? I'll say learn each other. Um,
But that's really the only way you
just
could.
like just like things are a deal breaker for me, things are a deal breaker for you. Um, Relationships are not about having things in common. They're about coming to a common ground to see where we
Exactly.
fit in each other's lives. That's what relationships are about. You Even marriages, when you get married to a person, it's about finding a common ground so y'all could both fit in the same room and y'all could both stay together. So just learn each other. That way y'all know what y'all common ground is so the relationship lasts longer and there's progress and growth. Because if you're not learning and you're not being vocal, then there's no way for you to move forward
Yeah,
with your
because a lot of
relationship.
people don't know how to keep their situations. Oh, because a lot of us is difficult to fucking deal with. To be honest.
It's not just that. Everybody's difficult to deal with in their own personal way. It's more so the fact that people don't know how to come to a common ground, and that's why relationships don't work out. You got to meet in the middle. There's no way that we're having all these issues, and the reason why is because a person is not willing to work on something for the other person, and vice versa. Because if I'm dealing with you and I know that something is a deal breaker for you, I'm going to try to work around that. I'm not going to change myself for you because I come as I am. I didn't come here for you to change me as a person. But there's little things that I feel like I could work on just to be with you and build something with you. I will work on those things as you should as well because we're together. It's not you on your own and I'm on my own because that's also the problem in relationships. People get together and they still think that they're by themselves.
Hold on, say that one again.
The problem in relationships is that people get together and they still think that they're by themselves. Literally.
Hmm.
Oh, wrong one. My bad, my bad, my bad. But that's a fact.
Yeah, so you feel me? It's just
Nah,
learning how to come to a
nah, nah,
common
nah, nah,
ground
nah,
for
nah,
real.
nah. Hold on. Cause you got facts in the chat, yo. Cause that's a fact. Like you can be with somebody, but you can still feel like you by yourself, nigga. That is
Yeah.
a killer. Like people that kills people, bro. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, like you said, that kills people, but that's also because one, y'all not taking the time to get to know each other, or you're not feeling safe in the place that you are, so you feel alone because you're not allowing yourself to be vulnerable with your partner. So they don't know where you're coming from because you just have this wall built up. But at the same time, it's also about coming to a common ground. If y'all can't get to know each other, y'all are always gonna feel like y'all by yourselves and y'all gonna keep dealing with things by yourselves.
Hold on, cause before I forget,
Regardless.
right? Building a wall. I'm not gonna lie. Building a wall is sometimes not even building a wall, but having that wall or boundaries, as some people say. Uh, that shit is ass, my nigga, and I don't fuck with it at all. Because at the end of the day, if you're fucking with me and you see the potential, give me a fucking fair chance. Why are we coming into the situation where I'm being pre-warned about what XYZ, Jamal, Dick, and fucking Joe did to you, how they treated you, and you're warning me because you think I'm
But you
finna
know
give it.
what the
Like, you're not
problem
even
is
giving the
too?
nigga a fair chance. Like, nigga, you fucking, you basing everything on all your other relationships.
But you know what the problem is too with that? People come to you talk to you about their previous situations and what the previous situations do to them, but they're not honest with themselves enough to say what they did wrong in the relationship as well. Because we all lack shit. We definitely all lack shit to a certain level. You feel me? We all lack shit in every, not in every area, but we all lack shit in different areas.
Nigga, not me. No, I'm kidding.
Shut your
But nah, I get what you're saying. Everybody, cause not everybody correct. You know, but it's like we both can't be fucked up in the situation. Somebody gotta have it together. Somebody gotta
Somebody
change.
always
Somebody
has
gotta
it
do
more
something.
together than the other, but it doesn't mean that you fully have it together. Somebody is more in an emotional level or more emotionally connected than the other, always.
But I
Like,
don't.
some people cannot sit there and you could ask them, what do you feel like your defaults are in a relationship? It would literally paint the perfect picture of themselves because they can't even tell you what their issue is.
I don't know. And that's why, like Mr. Biscuit said, it's the consistency and forgiving. That's why I question that. It's like sometimes you just be wanting to leave and dub shit.
If you feel in your soul that a situation is not for you, and you feel like you're going above and beyond, and the person is not going above and beyond like you, that situation is not for you. Because at the end of the day, while you're stressing yourself, crying tears in your bed, the bitch is probably just there,
Nigga, the bitch,
having her little fun,
the bitch
having her
got
best life,
40 niggas in
not
the
giving
DM
a fuck
locked
about
up.
what you're doing.
And that's the
Yeah,
part that hurt,
all the
nigga.
biddies and all the niggas like.
Cause you over here hurting and the bitch don't get she doing everything else under the sun.
Mhm. Not even worried
You
about
over
you.
here, would you say anonymous,
Just
walking on
be like that.
eggshells, doing extra shit, nigga. You over here not moving in panels a certain type of way, cause it's everything still everything. You feel me? So it's just like, nigga, how fucking far am I supposed to?
If you trying to fix a situation and the other person acting like everything kumbaya and they can't take whatever they dished out, they really not for you.
Yeah, I
They
heard
not
that
for
shit.
you.
Yeah, I heard that here, y'all. I mean, listen, they're not
They is
dishing out
not
that
for you.
energy and they're not reciprocating. Let that shit go, because all you're gonna do is hurt yourself at the end of the day.
Yes, sir.
That's a fact.
And then not even that. Like getting back to what I was saying. You give so much energy in that relationship that you start to feel like you're by yourself in the relationship
It's
because
draining.
the person's
It
not putting
becomes
enough
that
effort
that point
to want
where
to
you're
be with
just
you.
exactly, and you're just doing all this extra or trying to make them happy, other, but you're not getting it. And it goes back to this, like I said, it's like a little circle because it all comes to the reciprocation part. All about reciprocating. But then when the reciprocation is not there, now you're literally pouring into somebody's cup and they're not re-pouring into yours. So now you're going dry. You're literally getting drained while they're still elevating and still being quote unquote happy, but still doing what the fuck they wanted to do.
And that's why I get to depletion, like, because it's like you're not exchanging energy. You're wasting your energy, and then
Yeah.
it comes to a point where, like I've explained before, you have identity crises because at that point you've been living for other people for so long that you don't know who the fuck you are or
You
what you
are
like.
anymore. Yeah. It
Imagine
becomes what
you're literally
it revolves
walking
around them.
people's lives and observing all these different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, that has happened to me. That's why I'm not to keep it a buck. I'm not emotionally connected with nothing because I've dated and been
Yeah,
with so
chat. We
many
go to
people.
Mel if we need detachment and fucking therapy.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah,
Teach
go
me
to
how to
me if
not
you
give a
need
fuck.
detachment therapy for real. Because me, I know how to detach myself from a lot of shit. Because I put myself in so many situationships or situations that I observed all their energies, and now I have issues with just being emotionally connected to things because of that reason. But I don't regret any of my experiences because I've learned a lot. Like for me being young as hell, I've learned a lot of shit. But I'm also not emotionally connected with myself because of those reasons.
So there's one thing that your last situation could have done to everything would have been everything situated everything. What was that? Whether it's respect, whether it was you know treatment, like what is one thing that you can say your last situation, like what they did threw you off a cliff. And I can
Um,
say and I can say realistically, cause I'm petty, my nigga. Like yeah, I be doing shit sometimes. I bitches be bitches, whatever. But don't get even and don't try to get the upper hand. You feel me? That's where I stand in that. Cause it's like with my last situation, it, if you would have did nothing, you would have had the upper hand. You know.
I mean, my
She
last
got back at
situation.
wait, so she got back at you
Not
and
not like on
she
a
trying
not on some like super crazy like super crazy uh but I'm petty nigga, so it doesn't even you know other people exist. That's bad enough for
oh,
me.
who did it first? Who did it first? You or her?
I mean, it wasn't about did it first cuz that just gets into competition terms. Um I mean realistically
No,
like the
being petty though does refer back to the term
I
who did it
yeah,
first.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. I'm just talking about being petty, as in like, I expect things to be my way, and I'll throw a tantrum if it's not. You feel me? So it's like, if you see
That's
me,
a horrible quality to
like, if you see
have.
me
Words.
around females, last thing I want to see is you around dudes. You know, like, and like I said, even if you're trying to approach me with the situation or some you do, but you still did this though. So you still doing this. You can't even you don't even have a leg to stand on right now to speak to me, cause you still you can't just be like no I've been here I get patiently sitting and no you was getting right too. So I'm good. Like I said, I'm petty. I need to be like that nigga, bro.
I'll say my problem in my last situation was we both had problems, but my main problem was I asked for way too much space because I was trying to emotionally connect myself. She wanted a relationship and I gave her that because she wanted that. But I wasn't prepared. So it was more like I was viewed as an asshole. But I really fucked with her. She was genuinely a good person. I was just not ready to give her what she needed. And emotionally connected, I wasn't that. So it was like I low key wasted her time, you know? But she also was very like pushy towards it, towards the relationship and me wanting to open up. And I couldn't do it. So my problem really right now, and the reason why I don't want to deal with nobody else is because emotionally, I'm just not emotionally connected to nothing. So that's
I
just
mean,
it, really.
my last situation. Um, I can honestly say, with that one, it was more of like the lack of communication and reassurance. For me, it was defective because like my last situation, obviously, it was my child's mother. I was with her for a while. I'm currently in a situation, but I'm not gonna really speak on that. I mean, it's a little bumpy. Like there are little ups and downs that we have. But for the most part, like I said, it's stuff that I can manage because I've been through way worse. Trust me, I've been through a lot. Like I've had females put their hands on me, try to like treat me like I'm just some random bitch on the street type shit, like knuckle up type shit, like punching on me type shit. So I've dealt with way worse. But with her situation, it was more like I'm not perfect either. But don't keep assuming and accusing, and then I'm gonna give you a fucking reason to assume and accuse. So that's more or less what it was. It was like the lack of communication. It was more of like a lot of assuming and accusing, and it just led me to like, fuck you. You want to keep thinking that I'm fucking around, and I, you know, was being a little petty, and I had some female email. They literally listen to what I'm saying. Email, like literally email me some pictures. Like, come on now, like, and I don't even like, no disrespect to my wonderful queens out there, but I personally have never been a person to really fall in the category of liking um black women. Okay, personally, I just never really. I find them very attractive. There are some that are attractive, but me personally, I just never really. That was never my cup of tea. So I had a female like that sending me pictures. Like, come on now, like, and I told her that's not my cup of tea. Yeah, it was being petty, it was being spiteful, but you keep assuming I give you my. I mind you, the process of you having access to all my social media, all my platforms, having access to my phone. You have my password. You can go through anything you want. I say you can go through my phone.
That's a
You
little
always went through
wild.
my phone and never found nothing, but still wanted to assume. So I'm gonna give you a reason to assume now, and I gave it to her. So yeah, I was wrong for that, but nobody's perfect. How much more can I deal if somebody poking at me, assuming and accusing? And that was really my big. That was my big down. Like that right there is what really drove me to get pushed away and really just say I can't fuck with you no more. Was the assuming and accusing. That is one of my biggest like I hate that shit with a passion. Like yo, it grinds my fucking like I can't stand it. Like I just want to start punching on shit when you start assuming and accusing. Like it's just so irritating because it's just so simple of communication instead of assuming, making an ass out of you and me, or just an ass out of yourself. You can sit there and talk to me as a grown folk, like a grown adult, and we can get through this. I have black and white. There's proof. You can go through my shit, whatever the case may be. It was simple like that, but just consistently with the bullshit and the drama, and it was a lot. So me, it was more like that. Alone was like, yeah, I I can't do it. The assuming and accusing is just that shit is literally it irks my soul. It literally irks my soul.
I feel that.
So,
Especially,
nah, what was
yeah,
you
no.
saying? Especially what? Nah, crash out.
No, especially though, especially if the fact that I'm literally letting you get my phone. I'm giving it to you. You're seeing everything. You're going through it. Oh, I still don't believe you. You probably deleted shit.
That domestic violence in relationships, that should be lethal. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, once a bitch lay a finger on me, I'm gonna hit that bitch right back.
See, I've always been. I'm the type of person. I was taught with
Nigga,
principles and morals, especially for me being a man. We know that men are actually like legitimately like if you search this shit up, men are technically stronger than women. There are females that are stronger than men. Yeah, I mean, obviously there are females that have to work on that part, but
yeah, but
like,
still,
all the
you're
it's no reason.
not,
Right? It is not going to be cute
you're
on my end to
not
be sitting
my
there putting my
mother.
hand
You're not my mother, nor are you my father, and
to
I'm
put your
fucking
hands on
grown.
me.
You to be putting your fucking hands on
Now,
me.
right now,
So
some
you
females
gonna
they
need
push that point, but me personally, I always have solutions for things. I'm not the type of person. I know I'm not the type of person to put my hands on a female. I never would. I never been that type of guy. The most that I might have to do is because you're putting your hands on me, I'm gonna grip you up so you can stop hitting me because I'm not doing that to you, and I'm gonna try to get away from you. That's it. But if it gets to a point where you're consistent, all right, cool, no problem. Stay right there with that same energy. Let me call one of my cousins or my sister to come here and whoop your fucking ass because you think you all big. But go ahead, do that if you want. I have cousins and I have aunts as well. I'm that type of guy too. I don't put my hands on female. I don't have to. I got people that do that for me. That's the thing. That's the type of level I'm on. I don't have to necessarily insert myself with the bullshit and drama. But if it's necessary, I got somebody for you. Trust me. Like, trust
So,
me and
My
believe I
mama
do.
said, my mama said, if that bitch hit you, hit that bitch back. So I be hitting that bitch back.
Well, I mean,
what's the
it's more reason.
percentage?
It's more understandable on your part, though, Mel. You feel me? As us
Yeah,
men,
yeah,
we
yeah.
can't do that. We get
We can
locked up.
actually
Yeah,
do
but
You
that.
see
there's
the
niggas,
outcome.
there is niggas that do hit bitches back. Cause at the end of the day,
Oh, there is,
sometimes if you don't
but the
set a
outcome is
common
never good,
ground,
though.
if you don't assert yourself, a female's just gonna keep hitting you. Just that one time. A girl could hit you one time, and out of that one time, depending on how you act and how you react, she's gonna keep doing it
I
consistently.
mean, but look at the situations with okay, but just prime example though with those situations. Look at the situations with these celebrities, Chris Brown, fucking Tory Lanez, all that. Look what's going on though, as far as like with the female pushing them to that point, and then they turn and now they react. What's the
Yeah,
outcome?
but wait, hold on. There's a difference between I don't care how mad I am at you. I'm not gonna put my hands on you because
Oh
at
no,
the
of
end of the
course,
day, you should be able to know how to compose your anger.
exactly,
Keep your
right.
fucking hands to yourself.
You should never let your
Just
anger
because
take its over.
just because you got me upset does not mean you're my punching bag.
Right, exactly, exactly my point. Right, it's a boundary with that.
Like what? We
You should
finna
never
get
let
it
your
in.
anger control you. That alone too. That's a lot of people.
Exactly.
They let their anger control them, and then now it's they're a very different person. Give me one second. I use the bathroom. Hold on, guys.
So, what's y'all message to future situations to keep shit situated so that things won't go off a fucking cliff?
My message is gonna remain the same. I'm gonna get to learn you. I'm gonna get to know what you like and what you don't like. I'm
Nah,
gonna respect your boundaries.
but for them to you,
Oh, to me,
Like for you to explain to them, so that way they can keep it in line, so that way it can
just
continue. Like they won't.
yeah,
Like basically, like for me, it would be like letting a female know I need that consistency, I need that communication, and I need the reinsurance, and I don't need the assuming and because only that will push me away because I've been through this already and I've dealt with it before. So for me, I don't want to go through that road again, and I really am digging you or I'm really fucking with you, so I want this to work. So if with me saying this, I'm also going to be reasonable for certain things that you also may not want or may have went through that you may bring to my attention that I have to understand and like you said earlier, Mel, pay attention to, analyze, know the person. So that way these things don't come about and you guys don't crash or collide because they said something that irritated them or bothered them or something that may happen in the past. They don't want you to do it and you do it because you weren't paying attention. Now all it's gonna do is cause conflict. Just pay
for
attention,
me,
listen, and learn the person, and I guarantee
and
everything will go smoothly. And that's it.
for me, it would be the same shit. Just communicate. And I'm not talking about communicate yelling at me. Communicate like we're human beings and
Yes,
let's
like
talk.
talking, like we all been doing right now. How we just communicating, we're just talking, we're
You
having a
feel
normal
me?
conversation. Nobody's getting mad, nobody's getting aggravated, nobody's yelling over anybody else. We're having a civil conversation. We're allowing people to talk, and we're just simple communication, simple things.
And learn me the same way I'm gonna learn
I want to
you.
learn you
That's
exactly.
my boundaries and I know your boundaries and you
And we
don't
just
feel
won't,
disrespected by me and I don't feel disrespected by you.
and
That
we won't
way
exactly.
we won't.
And as well, to add on to that, when we are mad, we don't sit there and down talk our person. We don't sit there and belittle them or speak on a
Yep.
situation that was personal that you know can trigger them. Don't speak on that because that is trauma. That will only cause trauma and it can bring back
How do
trauma.
you guys feel about like your partner going to her friends and everybody else when y'all have an argument? How do y'all feel about that?
So like that is very messy. One and two, that always causes uh conflict because now you have somebody manipulating your perspective on something because now they're getting an input, they're giving you an input on how they may feel, and it might interact with your feelings and might make you second guess the whole situation because you're now listening to this person that probably only is saying this because they're only getting your side of the story. And that's another thing too that I kind of like come to understand like when it
but
comes to
that's
certain
different though, cause
situations.
not everybody gonna trash you like that, bro.
I mean, yeah, it's true. That is true.
That is true, but it's very common because a lot of women feel like they need another woman's perspective or they need
Perspective.
somebody
And and
else's
and and,
opinion.
and for me, I feel as though if you can sit there and go to somebody else, then it should be not an issue if I want to go to somebody else. Not just that, but two, there should be no reason why we are going to anybody. That is a big red flag there. That is the main cause for a lot of breakups and arguments and a lot of conflict in relationships, because we as people allow other people to interject or intervene or have an input or a say on your feelings and what you want to do. And now that causes
I just
conflict
feel
because
like I just feel like if you need everybody's validation on how you feel or how you see shit, then you just shouldn't be with anybody.
you shouldn't be with anybody, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're willing to want to be with somebody, you're putting that commitment that you're going to be that person's best friend. You're going to be that person's significant other. You're going to be that person's shoulder to lean on, to cry, to listen to, whatever the case may be. You should not be going to nobody else at that point. There should be no reason why you want to sit there and talk to any female or male because you feel like you need validation or you need somebody to hear you out. At the end of the day, that's what you're supposed to do with your significant other. If you tired of that person or you don't want to be around them,
Alright,
there's different fucking rooms and
yo
houses. You can
guys.
go to a different room, get your space, and
So we have someone from the chat who wants to come up and explain their story and or situation.
okay.
So I
Okay.
am sending the invite.
All right, cool, bet. Yeah, we could definitely have them do that. That's fine.
This is
Um,
because they've been listening. This is coming straight from the chat.
okay. Okay, okay, you're live too. Right, right, right. Okay,
I
but
feel
but
like
yeah,
you're lying.
we definitely do enjoy that as well. We definitely interact with comments. People, if you guys are willing to want to come up and express your situation and how you feel, that is more than
Misty.
oh shit, Misty. Well, hi there.
Right?
Right on sister. How are you doing? That's crazy that my sister was in the
Right?
comments. Just that's wild, diabolical. I didn't
Hey,
even know that.
bro.
I can't really see that. I'm not looking at the comments, so I didn't know exactly who was there, who's speaking. But that is loud. Okay, so welcome, Misty. Welcome to the podcast. I'm great. We're definitely all
Um,
grateful to have you up here. It is definitely nice to have guests, people that are in the comments to come up, express themselves. Interact with us. That's the whole reason of what we're doing this for, is to interact with our people. Just have content for everybody to see and just enjoy and keep tuning in and being intrigued. So,
That's a fact.
but
So
that
I'm
being
not gonna
said,
lie,
you
I
said
was not prepared to actually come on here.
you're good. You're good. So you
no,
have
you're
something that
definitely
you
good.
wanted to.
Just kind of happened.
Yeah. What's up? Tell us what is the situation. Story like.
So I personally am technically guilty, I guess, of accidentally almost pushing people away because I like to come up front with respect and my boundaries right off the bat. That's because I've been hurt so much, I've been through so much. I want people to understand where I'm coming from. And I guess that it had come off very hot, like harsh right away. And I am realizing that now. I also think that it is an important conversation to have, like, because I have very bad anxiety. And
Okay.
so a simple waiting for people to respond to me is like, if they say they're going to do something, I'm literally going to be waiting the entire time. I might be doing something else. I have ADHD. I can't just sit like idle, but I'm waiting. I'm literally waiting for them because they said they're going to do something. And like if they read a text and don't respond, or like hours go by and they're not at work, kind of shit, or like I know they're not sleeping and they haven't responded, my mind is going to go into a dark place. Like, why are they not talking to me? What could I have possibly done? Like all that shit. And it's a dark place that I don't want to go to. So I try to warn people right away and ask them to be mindful of that so that I don't have to deal with that, because I've worked very hard to find my peace. And it's
Right.
important that I protect that peace.
Right, of course. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I feel like anybody or everybody in general should actually be able to set boundaries and let it be known and put everything out there on the table so that way nobody can cross those boundaries or come to a point where they don't know because they do, because you let it be known in the beginning that this may trigger you or this may bother you, whatever the case may be. So I feel like that's a great way to start off, as well as when you're getting to know somebody, that the boundaries do need to be set so that way they are not crossed and people don't feel no way or it becomes conflict.
You're also it seems like you're also protecting yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. If
Exactly.
you be peeping shit that you don't like, it's for a reason. It's probably because that's not for you, or you're already
Yeah, but
seeing
that's no.
the
But we're
outcome.
talking about peeping something out. Like we're talking about just walking in to a situation. Like if you're
Like just being
Yeah,
like
but
if you're
starting the
peeping
situation.
something, that's obviously that's you know.
in general, like she was explaining, like they'll tell me that I'm at work, and they'll tell me that they're at work and they're not there. That's her already seeing shit, even though they just came in. That maybe is just not for her.
Yeah.
Or for an example, which I hate to do, but like if someone says they'll be back in a sec and like you're literally waited for 2 hours for them, maybe they didn't mean to say second. Yes, that might have been the error, but like
Hmm.
they said second and you waited, you know,
I mean,
and you say
yeah.
something and then they get upset with you.
Yeah, see, so that's like a communication. Like on that part, if you're saying that you'll be back in a second, I understand. Yeah, people do get busy, but it's all about the communication part. I mean, I feel as though if you do get busy, everybody gets caught up. Things do happen.
Mhm.
Things change. I understand. You might not have been able to come back. Maybe you were busy for them 2 hours. But just elaborate that. Let that be known that when you get a chance. 'Cause I'm sorry, but this society of the day now that we live in, everybody is on their phone. And there's no, I don't hear
Yeah.
no shit. Everybody is on your phone 90% of the day. We're on our phone right now. Technically, I'm on my
Yeah.
phone. I mean, I don't know where everybody's tuning in as far as what we're doing the podcast, but I'm tuning in on my phone.
On the
Like, I have
stairwell
my other phone
where I
right
get
here, but
my
I'm
signal.
still, back and forth, you know? So for me, it's like that lack of communication does take a toll. And I feel as though that is something that people should really take accountability for as far as just have the communication. If the person is telling you that they need a communication, if it may be a little bit more, and this goes back to like the conversation we were having, Mel, you learn the person and know if that's what you can
Mhm.
deal with and what you can manage. Because if somebody's
Yeah,
asking for that
that's
extra
why I was
reinsurance, if they're
saying.
asking for that communication, and if you are not a person that can give that, don't put yourself in that predicament because you're only going to hurt yourself or bother yourself because you can't do that. And the person is already letting you know that's what they need because
But
they've been
that's
through
why I was
something.
saying she's already, when things happen and you're already seeing certain things that you don't like. If you bring it to somebody's attention and they're putting no type of effort to change those
Change
things,
it.
you're noticing in yourself that that person's not for you. Because now, if something gets serious, you're just gonna have me stressed out every day.
Now, I could be guilty. I'm going to say I'm guilty on this part because I understand where you're coming from. But me being the person that I am, I can say I have given chances to certain individuals that didn't really deserve them. But it was only because I was being the type of person I was being me and I didn't change me. But I felt like there could have been a possibility or a percentage that they did have that effort to want to make that change. They kind of showed a little bit of effort, but then they kind of fell off and then just stopped. So it's like it just all really depends on the person and how much they can
But
really
this
tolerate.
is also the thing. If a person is showing you effort and they get off track for a little bit, just remind them and keep them back on track. But if it's
Right.
a consistent pattern where you're on track, off track, on track, off track, then what are we doing here?
Yeah. So which
But
is
like I
it,
Eventually,
gotta
it's
admit,
that
my
behavior gotta
way,
go.
like evidently, like my way of expressing stuff is not the greatest, and it gets taken like horribly. Like for instance, like I said, after I was waiting for 2 hours, and I had already checked in, I was like, I hope everything's okay, and then yeah, still hadn't heard from them, so I was like, I guess you're too busy, and like shit kind of went south because of that. And I guess I could have said it in a better way, but I didn't mean it in like a horrible way. Like I legit like I guess you got busy kind of shit, like
right.
literally in that tone.
Mhm. I mean, did you after
And
this situation, did you try to at least elaborate it a little bit better for him to understand, like as far as like how you're saying it, maybe it didn't come off the right way, so maybe you could have, even though things may have went south, could have had
Also,
possibly
did he
still,
communicate with you that he felt like you talked to him in a certain way?
or that,
yeah,
yeah, that like,
that's
kind of was I
that's
was
how
gonna
I
get
knew
to it.
that I definitely pushed a button that I didn't mean to.
Okay, and
Yeah,
did you ask him specifically what was said that kind of pushed the button, or like it was just like you felt like just what you had said in general in that in that text, just everything there initially made it to making him go, react the way he did.
It definitely made it clear that it was what I said. So
Okay.
I'm very well aware that it was that I said that the way I
Have you
said it.
spoken to him after that situation, or have it just kind of been south and you guys really just haven't been talking at all?
Just kind of null at the moment.
Okay, so it's just no,
Again,
like you see him around type of thing. It might be like a close or high and by thing, but it's not the same. Or like you
it-
guys just don't speak at all.
it's brand new kind of thing. So it's like, yeah, like
Yeah, but
we'll
also
see.
even if it's brand new, if a person really want to indulge with you in a way, they're gonna tell you, "I didn't like that you did this, so don't do it again," because it's a brand new situation.
Right,
Mhm.
especially
You
like I was, yeah,
you
okay, so
vice versa. It's not a one way
And I'm trying
street
to do the
where it's.
same thing.
You
yeah,
get what I'm saying?
it's
It's not a
right.
one-way thing.
People
If
gotta
if if it's just a new situation, how are you? If it's just a brand new situation, how are you supposed to know that he wasn't gonna like what you said? You're just getting to know him now. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
right. So exactly, not to cut you off, Mel, but it's like basically what Mel's going into, like with it being, for example, for your situation, it being new, that if somebody is interested in you, you'll know, you'll see it because they'll want to communicate with you. They'll want to let you know what bothers them and what doesn't, like what stuff irritates them, so that way it's not done again. So you guys can continue to keep growing and elevating. That's the difference between if you know somebody wants to be with you or not. Like that's how you
Yeah,
can kind of
a person.
separate that as well. And like, yeah, it may be harder said than done because, like I said, for me, for example, a lot of shit to be said is harder for me to do because I know the type of person I am. I'm gonna still give chances on certain situations that I know I really shouldn't be giving, or I know
And
there should be, you know,
If
more
this is your
validated better.
second, let's say this is your first maybe 3 days of talking to this person or whatever, and they're just talking to you weird because they didn't like what you said. That just means that they're not genuinely wanting to fuck with you. Because if I'm just getting to know you, I'm gonna tell you this bothered me. Don't do that again, or approach this situation a different way. Why is that person not saying that to you?
I have to be honest, like I told them right off the bat that I usually will block somebody very quickly and like I'm actually trying to work through stuff for the first time in a long time. I wasn't willing to even like bother trying to like talk through stuff cuz like
Effort
I
also
think
goes
that
both ways.
they might be a
If
really
you're
good
putting
person.
the if you're putting the effort for him to talk to you, he gotta put the effort to talk to you as
To
well.
you, right?
It's a two-way street. You're
One
putting
second, guys.
effort.
One
Why
second.
he should be putting the same amount of effort you're putting, or sometimes people put even more, and that's how you know that they're interested as much as you are. Because you can't be the only person interested. It doesn't work like that.
Thanks.
So,
Thank you for letting me come up, I guess.
nah,
Is
you
it
good, you
kind
good.
of dead air at the moment?
Nah, you good. We have this a lot.
I've
Just
never been
setting
on
up.
a podcast before.
Nah, you good. I'm just setting up the next question. So, because we were giving advice to certain people. So, what advice would you give the public who wants to go through a smooth situation, relationship, or whatever, like things that you can do? Because that's what we was on, right? We was giving advice on smooth
Yeah. It's like
situations.
basically like basically letting know for future reference, somebody that you do talk to, maybe it could be, for future reference, somebody that you'll talk to in the future. What advice would you give them, or what would you let them know as far as like certain things that may be a trigger, or whatever the case may be, to let it so that way they don't do it again, and that way that you can continue being smooth and there won't be no complications in a sense. So like, what would you tell that person, like if you're getting to know them and you're like just sitting down with them, like for example, you're sitting down with that person right now that you're getting to know now, what would you kind of let them know, or certain things or whatever, certain red flags that you may have went through in the past that you might want to bring to the table now, so that way things would actually be good.
Mind you,
For
this is
example, like
also for
like I said,
you,
like
and
I'm
this
with
is advice
communication and
for the
reassurance.
public. This is
So it's like, yeah. If you
Yeah.
feel like that's something that is lacked on, and which I feel like that's a big lack on a lot of relationships is communication and reinsurance, and that's where some people do feel to have that complication, and a lot of the complications come from that. That's why I say that's one of mine. So that I would bring for future reference to let that person know that I'm talking to that I really need the reinsurance and communication because that goes a very long way with me. And it's not like I'm asking for you to tell me everything that you're doing, or I need you to text me every 5 to 10 minutes. No, it's just a little bit of communication that I ask for as far as like if I want to make sure that you're good, or if you got to a certain place, okay,
Did you
that I'm just
eat
letting you know, like,
today?
Exactly.
did you eat? You know?
So I'm not gonna lie. I'm the kind of person that likes to tell someone when I'm leaving the house and when I come home.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that reassurance. It's just that what's the word I'm looking for? Like obviously reassurance, but it's more of like that giving your significant other that comfortability to know that they're okay, giving them that reassurance that all right, the person I'm talking to is fine, they're okay, wherever they went, they're good. What I mean, it's just the little communication.
And like if you're gonna say you're gonna do something, do it. Don't leave people waiting. And if something comes up, communicate that. It's okay. Life happens. Just be honest and communicate. And one thing never do is lie. Me personally, I cannot stand lies. I catch somebody in a lie, I will cut them off faster than you can say goodbye.
So, what is a piece of advice that you would give someone who is going through a bad situation? Because that's what we started off on earlier with, kind of certain people that were going through, you know, being treated a certain type of way. Because I understand what you said about the new situation, but we're talking about you guys are established. You guys have been together for a while. Like you guys. This is a real life thing. Like I understand a lot of us are on the app, but like no, like we're talking about like oh, something that's established. Like you guys have been together for a while.
Make sure that you are communicating your wants and needs and that you're actually listening to your partner. Because seriously, without that communication, nothing's going to work. It really won't. And you have to
Exactly.
be understanding and willing to compromise. 'Cause
At,
I'll admit, I'm stubborn. But I compromise.
like, you got to compromise with the person.
I
How you
compromise. I
doing?
find common ground. I work with people. Like, I hate to break it, but I'm a mom. Like, I'm on point with that shit.
Right, right, right. Hold on, I'm about to. Matter of fact, hold on. I don't even know why. I could have see. I could have like. I see. I could be real. My like why I wasn't just on my other phone and just excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. But anyway, yeah. Right. I feel like that right there. That word compromise is like the biggest key of a lot of shit. It's just compromising with your significant other,
That is
so
the
that way you guys can
biggest,
just.
literally.
Like I said, you have to deal
And
with each
without
other.
trust,
You have to deal with each other's icks. You gotta. Oh, he picks his tone. Like it's not. You guys are on the phone.
Yeah.
Like you guys are in real life. You have to get used to what these people do behind the camera.
why you gotta bring in toes?
I'm just saying, like
Like,
it could be something that annoys you that they do, like just in general, you know.
Of course.
yeah.
But yeah. What is some advice that you would give someone who, I mean, let's just be honest, who's in a situation that is with a person who's undeserving of it. You guys have been around. You're not fresh to the situation. You know who I am at this point. It's not like you're getting to know each other. It's like at this point, I think you know my social security number. Like, but it's just way too toxic. But as a person, you don't want to give up on it.
No,
And mind you,
I've held on to that
this is
shit.
for
It's
people. This is for the chat. You got people watching us, so this is advice for people who are going through this, and who probably might be going through something worse.
I'm not gonna lie, my marriage was doomed from the start. It was horrible the entirety of it. but he wasn't always bad to my son. And after my daughter was born, he was horrible to my son, but we're not going to get into all that bullshit. I just kept trying to make it work because I was determined to not get remarried. I did not want to get a divorce. And that was literally the only flipping reason. And that is not good enough. I know for a fact that man never deserved me, that I should not have gone through any of the shit I had gone through. And
So
I put up with so much pain just to put on a face because I did not want to get married multiple times.
you
And
have a friend that's in front of you that's going through this. What are you telling? What are you telling her? What are you telling him? What are you telling? You know, do you encourage
that
them to?
if it's really not getting better, they're not putting the effort in, you need to move on. As much as it hurts, as much as it sucks, and how scary it can be to leave what is comfortable is not gonna get better. I 8.5 years of my life wasted. And I knew that
Yeah, that's
shit was
oof,
worthless the first year
dang, that is crazy. That's a long time.
because I'm
It's
fucking loyal. And I'm not gonna lie, the only reason I left my husband is because he abused my son. That's how freaking insane I am. I still would have stayed with him.
that's crazy. Wow. Sorry to hear that. That is something to really deal with, or just try to manage to try to see the better in a person when there really is no better. I get it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks. Sorry, I get it.
So, like I said, do you encourage that person to
I do
kind
want to
of?
say one more thing, if that's okay.
Of course.
Some people are brought into our lives to be temporary. We don't know how long they're going to be there. We should just enjoy what we get from them and the time we have with them. And there's a time we just need to move on.
Right. Exactly. But it's like they say, there's always somebody out here for somebody. So, and at the end of the day, you'll always find your person.
And
You know
they'll
what I mean? It
find
may
you.
not be right then and there. It may not
Yeah.
be so soon, but eventually you will find that person for you. I mean,
No,
who knows?
cause
Maybe.
bro, like I said, when it comes to certain situations, bro, nigga, like I said, like you have to be that man crush Monday. You gotta be that celebrity hall pass, nigga. It, bro, if you're not getting looked at like that by your situation, bro, you shouldn't be there. Like I said, we're talking about the app, but I'm talking about this. You, nigga, you know me in real life.
Yeah.
You're my situation. Feel me? And you know other niggas exist. You're fucking disgusting.
Yeah, that goes back to Seven, his ways. Yeah, 'cause
Cause
we're
bro,
not talking about me,
like I
Okay,
said,
respectfully, but
so
it's
yeah.
not the
Nah, yeah,
app.
it's just,
No,
bro,
I'm
it's
talking
just
about
hold
people that
up,
know each other
Sav.
in real life.
Hold
Like,
up. I want to say
like,
something to you specifically. I have a lot of brothers. I have a lot of brothers. So like people with me might misconstrue that shit, especially if they're not sticking around and looking and listening.
mhm,
I have a lot of people that confide in me and just hang around me for my energy,
right,
but I'm not talking to them in any other way.
right. No, exactly. No, for sure.
He's just
I
territorial.
actually,
Like that's what you'll call a territorial person. He's territorial. That's why he's
yeah,
he
yeah,
says, "I
yeah, that
can't
was the
believe
thing.
you
Yeah, yeah.
know
No, I
other
ain't gonna
niggas
hold you. That is
exist."
no,
a good
cause
way
like
to
I
'Cause
said,
explain it. It's
this
kind of like a little
it's a
bit, but
territorial thing.
yeah.
Some men are very territorial,
Um,
just like some women too.
but here's my thing, right?
I'm not gonna lie,
I don't
I
allow that
am.
shit within.
But that shit's like,
No, I'm talking about within in friendships. I don't care. Like me, I'm not gonna deal with that shit. I'm talking about when I see that shit. That's why I have conversations like this. It is fucking disgusting, bro.
Wait, what did you say? Cause you broke up.
No,
I
we're
barely
talking about
heard
like
you.
the females who be with niggas and shit like that, and whether it's you giving it your attention away. Like I said, I'm not talking about no app females. I'm not talking about somebody you just see off a screen. I'm talking about bitch,
Oh, you're talking about like in person
yeah, that's
and
what, like, you
yeah,
know me
okay.
in real life. You know me in real life. You know what this PP look like.
Yo.
Like, bro, it's fucking
This
different.
nigga.
That's why I'm like, yo,
Oh my
don't
god.
fucking
I
put that
can't
shit
with
on
you,
me.
hon.
I
I
don't
can't.
fucking like that shit. I don't do that shit. It's just weird, my nigga. At that
I
Yeah,
point,
mean, but you
basically he
gotta look
don't
at it this
basically
way too.
he's saying that he don't like his female to be very friendly, which I'm not gonna hold you.
yeah,
I don't like my female being friendly either. That no, me personally, I don't like my female to be too friendly. Like there's an extent. Like at the end of the day, I look at it like this. Yeah, if somebody can get my lady's attention, then obviously she wasn't mine to begin with. Because at the end of the day, yeah, there's a boundaries to certain things. Yeah, people
wait,
can have
hold
civil
on, hold on.
conversations.
Say that part again. Hold on.
If somebody can,
Um,
so if somebody is allowed to have my female's attention or get her attention, no, this is where it comes down to it. Anybody can get somebody's attention, but if you entertain it, that's when you're wrong. Because yeah, there's always going to be people that are going to try and talk. There's always going to be people that think you know, whatever the case may be. But it's all about if you really entertain it. I don't want my female to be an entertainer or be so friendly because that's not what I want. Because I'm not that type of person myself. So I like it goes back to the reciprocating energy. So if I'm not giving you that energy where I'm entertaining these females and I'm not saying this or I'm not saying that, or when females talk to me, I'm really dead in the conversation because I got of respect for you because I shouldn't be really talking to another female like that, then I feel like I should get the same respect back.
but it's got
I
to
feel
go
like
both ways.
but it has to go both ways, right? It has to be reciprocated. That's the thing. You know what I mean? It's just
Has
all
to
about
go both ways.
reciprocation. That's the big that's why I am big
You
on
know what I want
communication
for
and
Christmas?
reciprocation.
Is
Reciprocation and reinsurance.
I want a bitch
Those are my
who
three
not
main
on
things.
Melly phone.
What?
He said I want a bitch that ain't on
Nah,
bloody phone.
Melly.
No,
Melly for
we
taking
just
everybody's
joking. We
girlfriend.
just joking. Yeah, we just
Nah.
messing
Nah,
around.
So
But
basically, that's what take everybody girlfriend, bro. Come on, man. You doing it again. Now you got everybody in the chat about to subscribe to
I'm
you.
gonna be
And you don't
honest.
even got a
I
page.
did not even know that Bigo existed. I was on no social media. My Facebook was locked. My Instagram was locked. The entirety of my fucking marriage, I had a TikTok, and that shit was my cat and my kids.
oh well, damn.
Yeah, I didn't talk to
That's
a single man the entirety of my marriage.
Not gonna hold you. Um, I understand people have their opinions on, these apps, and I understand they
stay
could
right,
be.
man.
That's a fact.
Take it one a day. You're,
But
but yeah, no.
some people have problems like
Actually, gonna get my
with these
rounds.
apps and stuff like that. But what people really have to understand is, like me and Anonymous, I've known this man almost a decade.
Right.
This is this came through an app. I have
It,
friends
right.
in real
Necessarily, it
life
came through
that
an app
don't
and a
even
person.
fucking
I've only known him
respect
for a
me.
few months, but hopefully we're gonna be siblings for a decade.
No, this is what I'm
No,
saying.
for
Like
sure, for
these
sure.
friendships that we've created on here, they've lasted longer than the people we know in real life.
And real, exactly that part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's gotten to the point where, like I said, this man has been in my house before. He has, met my kid. He has used my bathroom. We chilled in real life
Mhm.
off of an app. These are good
Mhm.
fucking like off of an app. So it's like these apps need to, be what's the word? What's the word? Pie with a pie. But these apps need to,
Yo.
be cherished a little more because a lot of us we get consumed by that shit and it kind of turns into some bullshit because we don't remember why we're here for. Even with Bigo, the 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 main thing, like the main
I'm just
purpose of
dead
Bigo
much.
is that's a dating app. People don't get that. People be like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
it
you're
Not for
looking
me.
for
necessarily
you're looking for
was.
love and shit like that." My nigga, that is a
I have the
dating
dating
app.
shit turned off.
No, I know, but like that, you gotta
What's the
think about
matter?
that's what the app is for.
It
And
was for. It
What's
initially
good?
was for that.
and
It was
people
initially
over
all
here
these
like,
apps
nah, you
initially
out
were
here looking for
for
love. We out here for
dating
money. This
apps.
is a
You
dating
know,
app, my nigga. I you're
they
Oh, it is.
they maneuvered
What's
it,
my
and with
water?
the upgrades and stuff like that, and then they selling the apps to somebody else. Yeah, they made it now into a platform where it can not also be a platform to meet somebody, but to now stream and actually make money. But
People
people are
out here
still
taking flights.
misconstruing that and not understanding that they're putting the
But
business
is that
perspective out there
flow
more
worth it?
than the dating part. But it's becoming to be more of the business aspect than the actual dating aspect, because now times 9 times out of 10, a lot of these people aren't being honest, or they're having some type, and it's just messy. We call that messy. So it's like we don't want to talk to a female on an app because we know damn well she probably doesn't talk to this person or that person.
And
Or we might be some shit. You might talk to the female and somebody might come to you like, oh, you know that this person did it. It is messy. We don't want to deal with it. So now we put the app into being more of a business aspect than more of a dating aspect. But it initially started from a dating point of view.
mhm.
Majority of these apps, that's how they
It
are.
was
even
always
even
money.
now, a lot of the money that you can make, it comes from dating, bro. Cause shit,
It does.
imagine if you got a female,
What?
right? Who a female who gets a good amount of money on there, right?
And you start talking to her, and y'all
You feel
collab,
me? Not even just collab. Throw on each other, whatever
but
it
just
is.
start.
We
Yeah, just
bring in the
start
check. We
business.
bring the checks to the same, the same account.
Hmm.
These are different ways that, aside from organic, aside from doing trades, this is a big way that people got money on here. A lot of the drama
Hmm.
sells. A lot of the whatever, sometimes it could be genuine, but
More of the
both of
drama
them don't.
sells. I mean, look at our
Both of
society.
them is
Look at
incorporated with each other. But you said, look at
I mean,
what?
look. So like look at society now. Look at all what the like Instagrams, our social media platforms and all that, and what they dish out, these TV shows, the fucking Love Island and fucking these baddies, and what are
I'm
they all
watching
promoting?
that shit.
All they're promoting is nonsense and bullshit. The same shit that they do all the time. Literally, females arguing, getting drunk, going to the club, going home, fighting, like that shit. Then you got people, trying to find love on TV shows. Like we could go back to back in the day when we were talking about Flavor Flav trying to find fucking love. Like this shit it's been published for years now. Like the love does, it is some type of content, but it does come with drama and bullshit behind it, and that's what the people like to watch. To be honest, that's what catches the eye of a lot of people now in today's society and just this world now. All the drama, the bullshit, the fighting, the drugs, the females, the cars, the clothes, the whatever. It's what it shows, is what they give us. The celebrities, because the celebrities that promote majority of this shit.
Think about how some of them became celebrities.
It's all entertainment purposes only. This is where we
Exactly.
live. Our society is all entertainment.
So
That's why
pause.
they give us all this. So then why not feed the people and give them the entertainment that they want? Who knows the options and the opportunities that you can make? It's all about entertainment. Doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you're really going through or necessarily what it really is. Entertainment. People do this shit all the time. A lot of these shows, a lot
That's
of these
actually a
people
good
doing shit
idea.
they do on Instagram and stuff like that. They done already probably it's been already skidded. It's all scripted. They done already told the person that they're gonna do this or that. Some people do get the natural reactions of doing pranks and stuff on people, and that's how they get there. It all depends on what the people want to see. But majority of
Mhm.
what the people want to see is stuff like that. The negatives. You don't really see a lot of people really tuning into the positivity, to be honest.
That's true. Usually, I get most views when people come up and start talking about the shit they're going through instead of the positive shit that I've helped them through.
Right.
Yeah,
People would just want extreme violence and danger. You
It's
could
crazy
post
that
pretty
this
you
world
you
and
much.
could
Yeah.
post
society
you
has
could post a
as
Bible and nobody's gonna come. But they see
soon as you post a
somebody,
fucking
yeah,
a riot, it's over. And, oh
folks.
shit, what the fuck's
I'm just
going
talking
on?
about the post, the picture you see before you get in. Sometimes it just
Yeah,
be a Photoshop picture of somebody with whatever, yeah, like, and everybody's going in there. But again, you just gotta understand that these things are mingling with each other. You can't be on a dating app who there's way too much money that's being put into it now to not incorporate business and pleasure. But you just gotta go about it the right way. Everybody gotta be understanding on the back end. even when it comes to a lot of us and shit like that, a lot of our stuff, it looks like a fucking novela.
And pretty
Sometimes
much
people be fighting over
soap
guys and all
opera.
this shit.
You
You
know,
know,
people don't understand.
some of it,
People
some.
don't understand. They don't know what the word
I,
novela. Novela is a soap opera. It's the Spanish term for soap
I know
opera.
what
It's like drama. Just for the people out. The people that don't
it
understand
is.
Spanish. We just break it down for y'all. But yeah, it's like a movie in a sense. It's or a TV show. Like our lives are just it consists
But
on
it's
that
like at
sometimes.
this
But
point, is anybody gonna know if any of our shit is real? No. We all
it's
want
all an
entertainment, so we're just
illusion.
gonna cut. But
It's all
differentiate.
in it. Like SpongeBob said,
Bye,
imagination.
bye.
It's all an
Oh,
illusion. Like, but yeah, I mean,
Delusional.
that was random. I was like, what? Sorry. I, nothing personal. I just don't do well with people I don't know. I don't know who the heck you are. So this surprised me.
no, you're good. You're good. Everybody that's in here now is literally from that.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Uh,
I mean, at this point, it's just like they said, it's the Matrix. We're all in a simulation. It's just we're giving the people what they want. People nowadays are uh tied up and so into death with everything that's going on. They're blinded by what's happening around. The little shit that they don't see, they're being blinded from all the nonsense and drama and this and that and all the stuff that we see now. TV, social media, everything, and people are blinded by that. You know, so.
but also, if people are doing that kind of thing, like just trying to, make extra money on the app, then how do you know what's real? Like if the person they're like having this fake shit with is real on the back end.
It's just all about how good the entertainment is for the time being,
Yeah,
and if it's enough for people to want to to
it's
enter
just like
be
education.
intrigued to want to come back. It's just really all it is. Really, at this point, we look at it as entertainment.
No,
This
cause
world now is just all
it's all
entertainment.
about the back end, bro. Cause a lot of the times it could be times where me and Anonymous could be fully situated with situations, but let some of our people come around. Let Melly Mel, that sends niggas to help, hit us up like, yo, this bit da da da. We'll fabricate some shit like, nigga, we both got Melly pregnant. Da da da. Nigga, friend. Cause we in the moment. Nah, we just, hey, look, hear me out, Melly.
Yo,
I know
bro,
you.
say
No,
whoa, whoa, oh wait,
bro.
But
I know the fuck you lying.
I'm just
Y'all know you fucking
I'm
lying.
just saying.
No, he just thinks. Yeah, he just say he just give it a bright, just an idea. It's
Just
not
an
just like yeah,
example.
Oh
It's
no.
just
my
like
But
niggas.
it's an example.
No,
Sometimes
oh my
I
some
would never
god.
people.
agree to that shit.
Nah,
I would never agree to that
and
shit.
I wouldn't ask you to. I just
Just
do it.
for the
Yeah, we
notice.
wouldn't, but but we would just yeah, right. It would just happen. It would just make the
So sometimes,
it would intensify the whole
Someone wouldn't even
situation.
ask you. He
But
just
but
do it. That's
but
diabolical.
that alone,
No.
the entertainment that people would get from that, obviously it would
yeah,
sell. People would be like, wait, what? It
whatever.
would people would it'd be intrigued to be like, whoa, this is what the fuck?
But
They'll want to tune in to really know what's going
the
on.
point
When
is,
really it's
as
just
long as you go on the back end after, because
I was like,
you may
fuck
not
that
know
crickets.
about
I'm not.
everything at first, but as
Or
long,
maybe you need to just tell some people first, like certain kinds of people might need
but
a warning.
like I said, if I just got that call from Melly Mel, how we supposed to send that text out if all we doing is I know
I'm telling you, if I was involved in
we
this
crashing
and I
out.
don't get a warning, I'm gonna be hella
We
pissed.
crashing out.
I need some
And we
kind of
got
warning if
deal
I'm
with that, and we
involved.
got
I'm
deal with
crashing
that,
out all you niggas. Nah.
cause that's Melly Mel, and we gotta show up for the peoples.
Yeah, right. But
Obviously, everybody involved know
Y'all
that it's for the sake,
diabolical.
but like, come on, like we crash out. That's the whole mod, like the whole model of being in GSP is being a crash out. And crash out, I mean, stop caring. Do what other people won't do. Take that first step and be brave. That's
yeah,
literally
take that. Yeah,
because
in a sense, what he's
we have an environment off of here to
I
where
don't know how to stop caring.
to where we're
I
open
care
with
too
each
fucking.
other.
I do
But
too, but I just
if
care
we're
less. I
uncomfortable
just know
with
how
each
to care
other,
when not to care.
if
Trust me.
we have problems with
I
each
just don't
other,
give a fuck at all.
and we have the life coach.
Can I get some of that?
You know,
At this point, I'm starting to get
Here,
to the
here
like
you
I'm
go.
not.
Here you go.
nah, you don't
I'm
want to
just
hear
saying
that.
I'm a
it's a point in my
crisis
life.
counselor, technically. I offer
Well, I
safe
look at it.
place for mental health.
I look at it like this: you can't get mad or upset or even anything that you can't control. Just let shit
That's
be.
a fact.
Sometimes you gotta just let it fly. If it don't apply, let it fly. Fuck it. At the end of the day, fuck anybody's feelings or anybody's validation. Because at the end of the day, when you had yours and people didn't give a fuck about yours, then why should you care about anybody else's? Be that crash out. Be that like it's like Seth said, that first person to do something that nobody else has done.
Cause
Because
everybody
that
could be
sometimes
sitting in a room with somebody they're not supposed to be sitting in.
he's sitting with exactly.
You guys are uncomfortable. People are dropping from the panels. All this shit. No, not my people. You gonna come in and say something? The fuck is this nigga doing here? What do we do? Why are you guys surrounding yourselves and da da da? Like a lot of us get looked at as messy and hoes and all that shit. Now it's worse because of Mel, but like, but on the back end, like we're mad
Wait, is
genuine
that
with each
Mel
other.
Mel with
Yeah,
the rainbow
that's
Mel?
Melly Mel.
Oh, hi.
You know,
Hello.
but
You
yeah,
look familiar, but I couldn't put the face.
yeah,
Wowzers. Yeah, that's me.
You
nah,
like how I said with the rainbow Mel?
Right.
I
cause
don't have a
Mm,
rainbow on
Because
Discord.
I know you. I've seen you. It just I didn't connect it. Yeah. Sorry.
but yeah,
It's
but we
okay.
have a lot of genuine conversations. Like I said, when it comes to
right.
the back end, not there's very few people that leave uncomfortable. Like yeah, we
Right.
might have a situation, but everybody's honest and open with each other. Even when it
Hmm.
comes to our feelings about each other, it's just like, bro, I didn't like
I
how you
always leave
moved.
uncomfortable. Oh, fucking yo, yo.
You know,
Ew.
but
Ah,
it's all about open and honesty. It's bravery.
you want
Hmm.
uncomfortable? I can give you
Nah,
uncomfortable, but we should do that shit online.
cause
Oh shit.
sometimes
Oh.
some people get hit with that.
You're muted. Can't hear you.
Yeah, I think you're doing something. But yeah,
Yeah, I think it will. Brother.
so this
Uh,
concludes our hour and a half podcast.
Damn, we did an hour and a half. Look,
Hour
see,
and a half.
damn.
that's
God damn.
Hour and
crazy.
27
That was a
minutes.
great podcast, if you ask me. Because normally our
Yeah, I
podcasts, they are
drunk.
all amazing. We definitely have great topics, great conversations.
They be
Just the
short.
guests in general, they don't be as long though, but they be amazing, great conversations, great topics, great. But for us to have our first actual topic and just podcast where it streamed to
Not
a
even
nice
just that. You have
period.
people come up from the comments.
And we even exactly that the interaction that we had today, the energy was just it was outstanding.
And
And
thank
there's
you for the invite.
definitely more to come with that guy. So definitely tune in because we're
So,
not done here. It's
on
just
that note,
we getting started.